Hello friends and welcome to the channel. This is Stormhaven Gaming, I'm John and this is Timberborn. Please hit the like and subscribe buttons and we'll plough into things. Okay, so last episode we have started our second channel. This is going to be taking the bad water from this bad water source here and this freshwater source over here during a bad tide. So the idea is that the bad tide will be diverted along here, the fresh water will be diverted somewhere else. Whether we'll split that and send some of it down this way so we can hydrate this and send the rest over this way to come into this reservoir over here, I don't know yet. That's the idea at the moment, is to bring the fresh water down here so that we can add it to this reservoir. But obviously we want to break some off so we can, as I say, hydrate some of this area. If we bring a lot of this down with dynamite, it will take a lot of dynamite. But if we can sort of flatten this area out here and divert some of that fresh water into this area, we will be able to get a lot more planting and growing area for our beavers, which would be good. At the moment, we have 48 unemployed, which is nice. We have 2 unemployed bots, which we should probably put to work somewhere. Yeah, not really many places over here we can still convert over to bot operation, really. We've got our food factories. We could convert a couple of those, perhaps. What are they? That's only 750 science. Not a terrible idea. We've got our oil press and our coffee brewery there. I mean, it would make sense to... Yeah, it would make sense over here. Are you... What's wrong with you? You're not working for some reason. You're not full of explosives. We are not full of explosives globally. You're probably off getting charged or something, are you? Yeah, okay, so we'll probably want, then, some charges over here, won't we? Let's get some charges over here. We'll start with 3, and we'll just put them on the back there, like that. Yeah, that's probably best. And in fact, what I'll do is I'll bring the path around this way as well. Okay, that might help them a little bit. We've got a bunch of charges over here, so they can always come across and charge up over there, but we don't want them to get overwhelmed, really. So having a few more scattered about the place is probably worthwhile. Okay. Right. We are recovering from a massive hit to our log stores. So we're going to give them a few days to sort of replenish that a little bit before we start working on this second levee wall down here. What I will do is I will start to get rid of these footpaths because we don't need them. And then we can... Thank you, autosave. And then we can just lay in the levee wall all the way down. Okay. We can probably get rid of these stairs as well, because they're not going to be a lot of use in building the levee wall, because they'll be blocked off pretty quickly. I suppose what I could do is just drop the steps down either side like that, isn't it? Not that we need them either side, because they can get underneath that, but at least that will give them a chance to get down there. And then we'll spread the path down the middle, so it's going to be a lot easier for them to get access to everything. Yeah, you know what? I mean, a step up from this side is probably a good idea as well, isn't it? Yeah, alright. So let's bring that out there. And then we want step up like so. There we go. All right. And then we'll just miss out that little bit until we put in the last section. Okay, how are we doing for everything else then? Gears. Grease, we have some. Not a huge amount. Treated planks we're okay for. Planks we're okay for. Pretty much everything else we are okay for. Building up stocks of metal blocks again. Plenty of bot parts. That's fine. Yeah. Obviously, food-wise, we're fine. Yeah, so it's literally just building up a stock of logs again before we lay in all of this stuff. Okay. I'll give them a couple of days to get on with that. Day 15, so about 5 days into the drought. 15 days left. We're doing okay. Plenty of water, plenty of food still. Our wood stores are hovering at the moment. Over here, I've planted up some more oak, or I'm in the process of planting up some more oak. So that will give us a little bit of a boost over there. This is producing pretty solidly, but not quickly. And yeah, this is also occasionally producing. Currently have 58 unemployed beavers, 6 unemployed bots, 4 of which came out of these pumps here. These were bot operated, or still are bot operated, they're just turned off. So yeah, that's where they came from. We've lost the water out of here, obviously, because we had a lot of water pumps just draining it as quickly as possible. Still got a tiny amount of water left in here, but that's not going to last very long at all. Still fine in this reservoir here. So we should be okay for the next sort of 2 weeks. That shouldn't be too much of a problem, in theory. Over here, we've started with our levee wall, and I've started laying in the impermeable floor at the base as well. Over here, I've put in a strut of levee wall around here, and I'm placing... I will be placing explosives in here, so that we can sort of extend this trench a little bit so it can catch the flow from here as well. Hopefully that will be wide enough to take the full flow. Not sure, but it should be. So yeah, that's what's happening there. It shouldn't take too long to complete this. It's just a case of making sure that we don't burn through all of our logs again. Yeah, everything else is going okay. We've got a couple more charging stations over here by this tubeway station at this end of our industrial line. It was mentioned that I could replace this power shaft with a charging station, which, yeah, I can. It would mean cutting all of this off. Everything from the bot assembler back would be cut off whilst that was done. But yeah, let's do it. Let's pause for a second. We'll demolish that. And we will put in a charging station there. Put that on a high priority and see if we can get it done. Yeah, got a bunch more unemployed individuals now. But hopefully that should get done fairly quickly. You know, fairly quickly. Looks like... Nope, those parts aren't coming. These parts are coming. There we go. There we go. It's already started being built, so that shouldn't take too long at all now. Excellent stuff. All right. So, how are we doing for logs? We've dropped down a little bit. That's fine. What I will do is over here... Yeah, over here. We've cleared out these trees over here. So I'm just going to pop down some steps into there and then back up that side. You're not going to be able to reach particularly, so we'll shut you down and we'll replace those over here. Yeah, they'll be able to reach those. That's fine. And then we will mark all of this for tree cutting as well, or as much as we can reasonably reach. Once they've cleared a little bit of space, we can move those across into this area. Oh, we missed the couple. There we go. Yeah, so once they've cleared a bit of space, we can move the lumberjacks over onto this side, and we'll get the rest of those dead trees as well. That should help. Nothing to do in range. Yes, you have nothing to do in range because we're still building things. It's fine. You'll be alright. Don't worry about it. Okay. Oh, we got some explosives down here that we can set off. I've not put in the full amount yet, so let's correct that little mistake. There we go. And I'll spin on. Okay, day 20. 10 days left of the drought, so we're about halfway through. Our levee wall along here is taking shape. We are most of the way done. We've just got to finish off this last little third in the section, but in the centre section there. We're laying in the impermeable floors at the same time as we're laying in the levee, so we're getting everything done. Wood stores aren't looking great, and this additional section that I've set up to build is probably going to wipe that last bit out. We are collecting the last of these dead trees over here. We are still cutting in this area here. Yeah, we are still producing logs. It's just we're using them pretty much as we're producing them. So, yeah. Maybe trim back some of these pines again. Although that's only going to give us sort of 25, 30 wood. It's not really worth it. No, I think we'll be okay. There's some more oak up here that we could come up and collect. That would be easy enough. Dropping down onto here to collect some of this over here wouldn't be a terrible idea. But we're not in dire straits yet. We are still producing logs, and it's just going to take maybe a day or two of not building for that to build back up again. I assume. I hope. In terms of our water, yeah, we're making an impression on this reservoir again, but that's okay. Obviously, bad water we're absolutely fine for. We have all of the bad water we can eat, including the stuff over here that we haven't released from its prison. Yeah. So the next step is going to be coming up here to get all this sorted out. Trying to think what the best thing to do. Probably the best thing to do is actually level it down to the top of this levee that I've set up already. So bring it down to this level. So taking 2 off the top there, basically, is probably the best bet. But we'll wait until we've got the channel set up first. Yeah. I can see some more trees popping up there, so that's good. Yeah, we'll be fine. Everything will be fine. I'm sure it will all be fine. Let's set these explosives off, shall we? Let's get down so we can actually see them. There we go. There we are. So we've opened that up so that when we actually finally connect this up, it should just pour straight into there and it'll all be golden. Okay. I'll spin on. I'll continue getting this channel set up. Yeah, those wheels are quite intensive on the old logs as well. So once the channel is set up, I'll probably give them a few days of rest so that we can get another load of logs in our storehouses. All right, 5 days left then. We're doing fine. Still got over 5,000 water in stock, over 14,000 food in stock. We are very close to finishing off this levee channel here. We've got all of the impermeable floor laid in, and we're just laying in the last of these levee walls. Again, our wood stores aren't doing phenomenally well, but we're doing okay. We've cleared out all the dead trees in this little area here. So we are now relying on what we're growing, which is doing okay. It's just not quite as fast as I'd like. These are going to take a little while to grow. But yeah, everything else is going okay. We could do with more canola seeds. We are getting through the canola seeds quite quickly. We still have a few left in stock, and we are still... Where are we? We are still growing some up here. Yeah, might be worth getting some more canola seeds planted somewhere. Don't have a lot of green space, but we've got some down here. So let's get ourselves... Come on. A farmhouse in just there. And we'll plant up a bit more canola seed in there. That should be fine. That should be more than enough. Okay, so yes, we are making progress with our levee wall here. The next step is going to be figuring out how to put in all the wheels. I think probably starting from the centre and working back is probably the best way again. We can stick one on the end here, and then start around here and work either way to get them done. But again, that's going to take a long time because they use a lot of wood and planks. Planks we're fine for. We've got over 700 planks in storage. It's just the logs that we're not quite as replete with as we might be. In terms of water in this reservoir, yeah, it's proceeding as expected, really. Getting through about one of these tiles every 5 days. That's about the amount that we're taking out of there. So hopefully we'll be able to refill this after the drought. We'll have to see. But we should be okay. Okay, I will, again, I'll spin on, I'll get this finished off, and then we'll probably give them a couple of days, maybe till the end of the drought, to build up another stock of logs and sort of balance that out a little bit. There we go. The drought is over. We did okay. Still over 5,000 water in storage, so that's not a problem. Still over 14,000 food. Slowly starting to build up a stock of logs again, which is nice. Obviously, all of this will return. I've shut off all of the pumps in this reservoir now, so that when the water does return, it's just going to focus on filling this up. Yeah. Over here, we have completed the initial channel. I'm just putting in some steps up here so we can access the top from both ends. And then we'll be able to start thinking about laying in these power wheels as well, which will certainly help us. We are currently producing more than we are using. We've got a couple of things switched off, though. So we've got one of our explosives factories over here switched off. And we've got the bot assembler. We have some spare bots. We have one of our lumber mills and one of our gear factories switched off over here as well. Just because we don't need as many of the resources being produced as we are producing, basically. Still not a lot of canola seeds. That's you know, to be expected. We're still short on those. These are... yeah, pretty close to being done, about halfway towards being done, so that's not too bad. It's just a case of letting the log stores build up a little bit. We will start with a large water wheel on the end there. And then we're going to need to figure out sort of where is roughly the middle. So, what's that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11... 12, 13, 14, 15. All right. So this is about the middle then. So if we get rid of that section of path, and we can set up the first 2 water wheels there. All right. Again, a lot of resources are going to be needed to build those. So yeah, it's going to take a little while. It's not even worth putting stairs up from here, really. No, it is. It is what it is. We're going to have to take our time. And I mean, we're going to have to take our time anyway because we just don't have the resources. But we'll have to take our time with that. But that's all right. There's no beavers in the centre there. So there's no beavers going to be affected by bad water as it comes through here. So let's see how this handles the flow. It's this bit that I'm most interested in because obviously we're going to be dumping more bad water into here. So I want to make sure that it can actually withstand the flow. I mean, it looks okay, doesn't it? Whether it will withstand another, 5 tiles worth of bad water being dumped in there. I suppose the best thing to do would be join in at this end and deepen this section, wouldn't it? Yeah, that's probably wisest, but we'll see how that goes. The water is progressing down that channel, so that's nice. The chance of this being finished by the time it gets here is minimal, but it's not impossible. Surprisingly, we just managed to get it done before the bad water arrived. So let's have a look, see what happens with this section here. Are we going to overflow down here as well, or are we going to be able to deal with all of that? Worth keeping an eye on. That might be too much going in there. We might need to widen this section a bit. Yeah, it looks like we're going to get some flooding. Okay. No. We might be alright. But any more than that is definitely going to flood this. So we're going to have to do something about that. What can we do about that? Not a huge amount, really, I don't think. I mean, it's dropped back down again. I don't know. Maybe we'll be able to do it. Maybe not. No, it's rising again. That's definitely going to flood if we put more through it, isn't it? Yeah. All right, we're going to need to widen this. I suppose what we could do is come down there like that and then lay in more explosives down this section. Like so. I don't know why I put one on there, I just did. Yeah, and get rid of those 2 levees there once that's built. Yeah, okay. Okay, fine. Well, this power wheel is putting out 590 horsepower. That seems excessive, but I'll go with it. It'll probably calm itself down. Oh yeah, look, we've got some flooding. Okay, okay, let's pause that. Let's close that for now. Yeah, we're definitely going to need to enlarge that then, aren't we? Okay, well, we'll deal with that. That's fine. Okay, in the meantime then, we'll spin on. We'll get some more of these wheels laid in. And we'll spin on till the next drought or bad tide, I suppose. Yeah, everything seems to be doing okay. We'll do that. Okay, day 11 brings with it the next drought, and that's going to be 27 days. That's going to be a little bit more tricky. Not necessarily tricky to survive, but it's going to be more tricky to recover from. Because obviously this hasn't quite filled up enough to overflow. I mean, literally we are millimeters away, but it hasn't quite filled up enough to overflow. So, yeah, 27 days, that's going to put a big dent in that reservoir. So, we're going to need to think about moving on to one of these other water sources. Yeah, tricky. I was looking at this one here. We could, in theory, just bring this one out and across. Because there's a little one just in there. I think it's 3 source blocks. And we could, in theory, just pipe that straight up and across and into this reservoir. It's a possibility. I'm allowing our wood stores to build up a little bit. We've done pretty well with the water wheels. We've got 3 more to go in that end, 2 more to go in that end. So not too bad. Let's set up for the next one. Oh, that's the wrong one. That's not going to do a lot of good, is it? Come on, select that one. There we go. Down here, I'm not convinced that this is going to take all of the bad water that we want to pump through it, so we may need to think about something else to do with that. But for the moment, it's working okay. Yeah. I've switched off one of the lumber mills up here, one of the gear factories up here. I've taken out one more of the engines because we're not using them. They're just a waste of resources at the moment. Everything up here is bot powered, I think. I don't think there's anything around here that is still powered by beavers. Our injury rate is 0. I've turned our bot assembler back on again so that we can boost our stock of spare beaver bots. All of these are bot powered. These water pumps over here. Yeah, we're doing what we can. We're doing what we can. Thank you, autosave. Sterling job as usual. I really don't know what the best thing to do is with this. I mean, obviously we could come straight through there. I'm not sure exactly where the... Let's do this the easy way, shall we? Okay. So taking out these 3 would be enough to gain access from here to that water source. We could then build up levees around it, bringing that fresh water up. Dig a channel back through here. And then an overhang levee arrangement to bring it into this reservoir here. Yeah. I mean, alternatively, just bring it up onto this section, block that off. Unblock that and bring it along this way. Yeah, maybe. Maybe. Right, first of all, I think we are going to... What are we going to do? First off, we are going to... Right, bring stairs up there. Bring this path around, and we'll bring... where are we? Nope, not housing, not storage. We want landscaping. There we are. We want to bring at least this section down to the same as the rest of it here. And we'll probably square that off a little bit as well. But not just yet. Because we want to bring this channel out this way. So we're then going to want to get up onto this level here. And that's easy enough. Because we just need to do that. And then we'll bring all of this down 2 tiles. So it will come down to the same level as this. Okay, that'll be stage 1. In the meantime, I'll spin on through the drought. We'll see how we do. Yeah, we should be alright, I think. In terms of water and food, we should be fine. I just need to make sure we've got all of the resources that we need. Oh, we've got our water wheel down here. We still have nearly 200 logs, so let's set up for the next one as well. There we go. Okay, I'll spin on through the drought then. Right, played on till day 18. We are 7 days into the drought, so we've had a week. We're doing okay. Food-wise, we're fine. Water-wise, we're fine. We've completed this first string of water wheels along here. I have laid in a little power structure along there so that we can continue along here with more wheels. I've put in the build orders for 2 more there, left a gap for there just so that we could get across and finish all of this power stuff. So now I can get rid of, come on, the path there and the path there. we can get rid of these two platforms. I'll give them a chance to actually collect those first. And then we'll put another wheel in there. So as you see, it's all connected up on the outside here. We can bring that power off this way if and when we need to. Yeah, all going well there. So what I'm going to do is... you're going to come and collect these? Thank you very much. Right, now. Get rid of that as well. We'll stick that on high priority to collect. And once that's collected, we'll stick another wheel in there to be built. They're not being built at the moment because all of our builders are busy laying in explosives. So we're going to get rid of this section here, bring it down to the same level as the top of the levees here. And then we'll figure out what we're going to do in terms of moving that bad water out of there. Still don't know if this channel down here, I missed it for a second there, is going to be able to cope with the extra bad water, but it seems to have settled down to this kind of level, so it should be okay, he says. Over here, I only have 3 of these pumps turned on. We're going to see how that does. They are bot operated, so they will operate overnight as well. So there'll be a sort of a steady income of water from these. But we'll see how that goes. I'm just trying to preserve some of this water in here, because we've still got, 20 days to go, and that's going to put a big dent in this reservoir as it is. So I don't want to go through it too quickly when we've still got water in storage. Up here, we have drained this. Yeah. We have 12 unemployed bots. I should probably set up another builder's hut for bots, shouldn't I? Yes, I should. Where am I going to put that? Actually, let's stick that out here. Yeah, let's stick that out here. So, district management, builder's hut. We'll stick it in there. We'll stick a path up to it. We will stick it on a priority, and we will make it bot operated. So we can use some of those spare bots as builders. I've had a few comments about saying that they are rubbish as haulers, and yeah, they kind of are, because they do run out of power, but at least they do move things around overnight, and they take some of the pressure off of our beavers. That's the only reason I've put them in, really. And to use up some of our beaver bots. Yeah. Our wood stores are recovering now that we're no longer building a million things with logs. So that's good. Over here, our new plantation is growing. So that's helping, obviously. We've got our 2 lumberjacks here working flat out to get all those done. I might... Is it worth putting in a bot-powered one? No, probably not out here. This is a bit far away from all the power structures, so they'd have to go a long way to get charged. So no, probably not worth putting one out there. Out here is not a terrible idea. Sticking in a bot-powered lumberjack down here, but we've got a lot of them, so maybe just switch that over to bot operation. Yeah, maybe. We'll see how that goes. Okay, I will continue to spin on then. Once the dynamite is laid in, we'll be able to finish off the power structures down here. Looks like they've collected the rubble there, so let's pop ourselves in our final wheel there. Okay, I'll continue spinning on then. Okay, day 23 then. 15 days left of the drought, so we're not quite halfway through. A couple of days off of halfway through, but our power channel here is complete. All the wheels are set up, all the power connections are made. Down here, I've put in a couple more water pumps for this section here. They're not going to last very long, but it'll get some of this water into our storage. This is... Oh, I should prioritise that. There we go. Yeah, so that will just bring those in. They are bot powered, and I've put some charging stations here, just drop the power off of the back of these wheels here. So hopefully that should be, reasonably useful for us in keeping our water source, our water supplies nice and full, at least for a couple of days. We've still only got the 3 active here, so we are maintaining a bit of water in this reservoir, but still, over 2 weeks to go. That's going to go down another couple of tiles, but that's acceptable. We can deal with that, and with this extra little boost of this natural lake here, I think we'll be all right. So what remains to do then, basically, is open this up. Currently on this line, we are producing about 4,500, which isn't great. So let's see what happens when we pour all this through. Let's see if this channel here can cope without getting too over flooded. Any overflow will go into this, again, this little sort of natural lake area here. So it's not too bad. I'd rather it didn't, obviously, but maybe if it does flood a little bit and then settle back down to a reasonable flow, we'll be all right. But we'll have to see what happens, especially when the water returns down here, because that's obviously going to affect the flow through this section. But yeah, we'll have to see. We'll have to see. Just had another bot breakdown. That's okay. We have a fair few spare bots for now, and we are still producing. We have plenty of bot parts, and if need be, we can just throw another bot assembler in there. Science-wise, we're doing absolutely fine. I thought we were going to have a problem, but with the additional inventors' huts that we threw in, yeah, we're doing absolutely fine there. We were down to like 9,000 not so long ago, so that's increasing reasonably quickly, so that's good. If we needed another one, I was thinking maybe we could pop one on top of the bot part factories here, because they don't need access. So we just need to put in actually, what is it? 1, 2, 3, 4 wide in there, 3. So yeah, we'd need to put in a couple of platforms down there just to take the additional overhang, I think. But yeah, and that would run quite happily sitting on top there, taking power from the assemblers. That's fine. I'm happy with that. Okay. In other news, we have explosives to set off, so we'll end the episode with that. The water looks like it's reached the end here. Doesn't look like it's flooding yet, but we'll give it a little time to settle in. We are now producing nearly 16,000 horsepower, but that will drop as this, as I say, settles in a little bit. This flow will sort of sort itself out, and that power output will probably decrease. But we'll see how that goes. But that's nice. That's an extra boost to our power that we sorely need at the moment, because we weren't quite producing enough for all of our industry. And to be fair, it means we can actually turn on this industrial lumber mill again. Yeah, I think we'll end it there for this episode. We're doing all right. That's certainly helped. And the next thing to do is figure out what we're doing with this water. I do think sort of dumping the bad water into this channel is a good idea. I'm just not sure that this will be able to cope with it. We'll have to see. But thanks very much for watching. Please do give us a like and a subscribe. It really does help the channel out. Please give us any comments down below. I'm trying to get through the backlog of comments that I have. I haven't been keeping on top of it as much as I should have. So I apologise for that. But please join us next time. Until then, I've been John. This has been Timberborn. Please do take care of yourselves, stay safe, and bye-bye.